Hi again, class. Mac Engel here for a very special edition of the Mac Attack AL Playoff Gag Edition. The Texas Rangers are now behind the Toronto Blue Jays in the American League Division Series 2-0, even though both games were here at the ballpark in Arlington, because the Rangers earned home field advantage throughout the playoffs, the American League playoffs, because they had the best record in the American League. What we saw it here in games 1 and 2 was anything but the best team in the American League. In fact, this looked like one of the worst teams in the American League and a club that is totally overmatched against the Toronto Blue Jays. Starts on the mound with where the Rangers have been destroyed, even though they thought they had the best 1-2 punch combination in the American League, going with Cole Hamels and Yu Darvish. Now, between these two aces, these guys make about $33.5 million combined, most of which goes to Cole Hamels, thanks to the Philadelphia Phillies. And in these first two games of the American League Division Series, these two aces have combined to pitch 8 1/3 innings. They've allowed 11 hits and 11 runs. And Yu Darvish out there today through batting practice, where he gave up 4 home runs. 4. That's the most in his career. Good timing, Yu. Now, his offense didn't help him at all, because they stranded what felt no less than 800 runners on base. The Rangers could never come up consistently with a clutch hit, even though they had 13 base hits. 13 base hits should be more than enough to compensate when your pitching staff gives up 5 runs, all of whom were on your ace, Yu Darvish. Now, the Rangers right now are trying to at least stay on pace with two of the most epic collapses by great teams in this area this century. I'm talking, of course, about the epic year of 2007, when the Dallas Cowboys had the best record in the NFC, home field throughout the playoffs, and lost in the divisional round against the New York Giants. That was only surpassed by the Dallas Mavericks team that same year in 2007 that won an NBA best 67 games, but also lost in the first round of the playoffs against the 8th-seeded Golden State Warriors. Now, the difference is these Toronto Blue Jays are really good. That's a good lineup, and that's a lineup that feasts on mistakes. Just like catcher John Lucroy said today, they hit 4 fastballs for home runs. The Rangers never did get that clutch hit, and that's why they're down 0-2. Now, in an effort to find some reason to be positive about this disaster so far, it was this Rangers team that trailed the Blue Jays, that went up against the Blue Jays last year in Toronto and led that best-of-5 ALDS 2-0 before they lost 3 straight. I got nothing else. The Rangers are going to Toronto on Sunday for Game 3, where Colby Lewis will pitch in an effort to try to reverse what has been so far a disastrous postseason for the Texas Rangers. Anything else? I got nothing.